Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. So, the first thing I always ask people, we're in a whole pandemic. So, the first question is, how are you doing? How's your family? How's your living situation? Is everything okay?
I mean, it's definitely different. We going everybody's kind of adjusting to different things, like just life in general, like going to the store, remembering your mask everywhere. It's different, but for me, I'm doing well. My family's well. Everybody's healthy.
That's amazing news. That is really amazing news. So, I was scrolling on Instagram a few days ago and I saw the picture you dropped. It looked amazing. It looked so good. So I have to ask you, what was the feedback like? I know your DMs was blowing up that
Definitely, yeah. The point was to try to break the internet. Just try to get as many shares as possible. Um, I drop pictures like that so I can get the endorsements that I'm striving for. So
day.
yeah, it definitely did some damage.
That's what's up. So you mentioned endorsement. So like what are you exactly looking to do as far as modeling goes?
Um, so what I would love is to get endorsed by like a top fashion line, top clothing lines, any type of brand. Sorry, I'm in the gym. I just finished my
You're
workout.
good.
Yeah, just like even for my sport, like on the sports side, like having my basketball shoes, my workout gear. I'm just trying to get endorsements. Like less than 1% of women athletes are endorsed in the
Wow.
world. Yeah, so it's really hard. It's really hard. It's hard, and I've been really towards it. So I'm just as many people to share because I feel like that's how I'm gonna get
Right.
those views and those shared photos. Like, who's that girl?
Right.
Eventually, somebody, the right person.
It's crazy because before I ever heard about you, I saw you on Pinterest. And I think you know what picture I'm talking about. It's a picture where you're dressed like you have like a sports bra on and then the shorts and then the other picture you look all like cute.
Right.
That picture is everywhere. Like, are you aware of that?
I heard that before. I heard that was an iconic picture. That's why I made that the cover of my first calendar that I dropped because I'm like, everybody knows this girl, like, and it's definitely proven to be true.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. What is it like, being in the WNBA? Because when you said less than 1%, that is insane.
Sometimes it can be discouraging,
Hmm.
especially when you like work so hard to get something, and then you see like so many other players that are getting these endorsements, and it can be discouraging, just like
Right.
anything. But I think what keeps me going is just like that good fight that the women always have to fight, always being the underdogs, always being the overlooked specimen. So I use that as like my motivation just to keep going and to work that much harder to eventually get it because I know I'm gonna get it. Like I'm like I'm determined to.
You will with those pictures. You're gonna definitely get something for sure. Because like I said, you got a lot of shares. A lot of people who drop pictures, whether it's bikini pics or fitness pics. A lot of them do not get that many shares, believe it or not. So to get that many shares, to get that much support, and then I saw your calendar is it either sold out or about to sell out. So that's amazing. So tell me about that.
The physical copies are sold out,
Uh huh.
but I do have the digital available. Still, the link is still in my bio, and then I also currently just sell like merchandise, like drop shipping, t-shirts, Scully hats, socks, stuff like that. And I also get ready to launch some sea moss capsules.
Oh,
Yeah, something that a lot of people need to get more hip on, like sea moss and other oils that are just naturally good for your body, like good for your lungs, for my smokers, like good for everything, good for the whole your bodily functions, overall health.
yeah, I heard sea moss is like super, super like healthy and it helps with like weight loss and even weight gain if you're trying to gain weight. So I'm pretty sure you'll do good at it. So going back to your shoots, what would you say right now is your favorite shoot and what is the hardest shoot that you've done so far?
My favorite shoot. I've done some pretty dope shoots. Well, so far, probably my shoot in Jamaica.
Okay.
Beautiful, like just scenery and to be on the beach in that beautiful sand. Uh, and the hardest shoot would be in Alaska. I had to do one in Alaska, and it was like really cold. It
Oh
wasn't
my.
on the ground, but it was still really cold for the outfit that I had to wear. But it was definitely more difficult because I was cold as hell.
Yeah. I model as well, and I've done shoots in cold weather, and that is not
Yeah,
good. And
yeah.
it's hard to keep your face
It's
the
hard to
way. It's
not,
not easy.
yeah, cold as hell.
Yeah. You're super tatted and everything else. And I know the modeling industry is more so, they have different. It's becoming more. They're more open to things, but it's not there yet. Have you ran into any like obstacles because you're so tatted?
Actually, yes. Um, my very first attempt, I had a very good opportunity to sign with Wilhelmina,
Oh wow.
but that was the issue. That was the issue. I had entitled to many tattoos, um, so they just said it would be really hard for them to represent me, and and that happened like right when I like got into the league. So I easily could have let that, discourage me to the point where I just gave up on the idea of modeling, but I didn't. I
Right.
could try to share my portfolio, and I definitely have had a lot of cool opportunities. Like I got to do a lot of stuff model atelier clothing, and it's for like luxurious clothes and stuff like that. And runway show, like I did a lot of stuff with that line, that clothing line.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I'm glad to hear you're still getting opportunities. And like I said, I hope that it changes because you're so dope at what you do. People need to see it regardless. So I hope everything works out with that.
Thank you.
No problem. So I know you're about to play. This is your first year about to play with the Atlanta Dream, correct?
Yes.
Right. So I just heard some news about Renee Montgomery, and she pretty much is now the co-owner of that team. So how excited are you to have an actual ex Dream as co-owner?
I'm so geeked about that. Like first of all, play with her. So I was really disappointed when I heard that she was retiring. But to see that come right back is super exciting. Like glad to have her part of the organization because she's a great person. Um, and I also want to learn from her. Like because that's a goal that I had in the future endeavors with my money and finances is to definitely become part owner of some team. So it's amazing. Like I'm really excited that I get to be around such powerful like boss like cuss but boss shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like for real. Yeah.
So, like, what are you most excited for this season specifically?
I'm just most excited to like play with them, like start
Mhm.
to build the chemistry that we have to build to win games. I'm excited to have fun. Like one thing about me is I like to have fun when I'm hooping, and if you don't have fun with it, like it's not really like worth it anymore. Like you don't.
Right.
Sorry,
You're good.
you don't put your like all when you're not having fun. You don't put your all in it anymore. So I'm just looking forward to having fun and building with the team, building with my new teammates. Like we got a team full of dogs, and I'm just excited to dog. I'm just excited. Like
Do you watch much NBA, or are you just focused more so like on WNBA?
it's a good question. Actually, I used to not watch NBA at all. Like I used to be good on NBA, like, but now I do. I started watching them recently, like just because I want to build more like IQ. Obviously, the men's game and started the game, so I have to like acknowledge that, respect that, and start like really watching. And I think it'll really help enhance my game. Like that's something that I want to
Right.
be is just a better player. So I recently just started watching.
Okay. Okay. Well, are you? if you're able to, then don't worry. If you're not able to, don't worry about it. If you could compare any team from the NBA to the Atlanta Dream, and you said there are dogs and everything else, who do you think it would be?
No, I can't. I'm not that.
What about male NBA players in general? Like it could be people from back in Kobe's era, Michael Jordan's era, and now. Who would you compare yourself to in general, if you could?
Self too. I play like a little bit like MB. I would say,
Oh,
yeah,
now.
yeah. People just don't, a lot of people got rude awakening this season. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, MB. Just all around like shoot it, back to the basket, open up. Um, yeah,
That's super scary. And Joel Embiid is literally at the top of the MVP ladder right
yeah.
now. So that says everything that needs to be said.
Make sure you save this live.
I got you. I got you for sure. I got you. Some people think that the WNBA doesn't generate enough money, so the players should be paid less. And some people feel like regardless of what it generates, there should be equal pay. So how do you feel about it?
I mean, equal pay is kind of a stretch. These guys are making millions. That's something that won't happen for the women for quite some time. But even just to get to 1, 2, or 3 million a year, for each, like, would be better than what we're getting now. We have to definitely go in the right direction. Um, but equal pay is very tough because it is hard to build such revenue when half of the society don't even know we exist or don't even know how to watch us or how to keep up with us. Like, I think the first step is like getting more back from people who's supposed to have our back, which is people after the W. It's WNBA. We need the
Right.
NBA to kind of have our back a little bit more.
And push it maybe more than they do.
Right, exactly. I think that first step will help with like overall just better better pay. It doesn't have to be equal. That's not realistic because the NBA has been around for a lot longer than the WNBA.
Right.
But we do need better for sure.
Right. So do you think y'all are under marketed? Like, you think y'all should be marketed more and that will equate to more views and more fans and more ticket sales and things like that?
Yes, I think we're very undermarketed. I think if we had a lot more backing and money put in the marketing side and the endorsing and getting the woman on the TV screen and getting them like, is that a WNBA player? Oh my god, WNBA team? Oh, she's pretty. Like, just even acknowledging that there's beautiful women in the league. Like, people don't even know that they exist. Like, everyone wants to, like, that they're all boys, all tomboys, and there's a lot of stigmas behind the WNBA. It's really sad, but it's like ridiculous.
So when you say that, I know you say you like to push like your sexiness and like your appeal and things like that. Is that one of the reasons why you push it? Because everybody thinks in the WNBA like everybody's a tomboy and boyish and everything else.
Yes, I've always embraced my feminine side. I can remember, like, I can't help that I'm a hooper, so of course I have hooper tendencies, but I'm still a girl. Like, I like to keep my nails done. I like to keep lip gloss, lips, like, and so that was something I always had pride in. In college, I always wore color lip gloss, like, just to emphasize, like, oh, I'm a whole girl under these basketball clothes. Like, know that,
Right.
like, so yes, that's definitely why in the league had a bigger platform. I'm always gonna push to to show, like, oh, I'm a basketball player, but I could also be a beautiful, sexy model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So besides the NBA pushing it, do you think the WNBA markets y'all enough or pushes y'all enough, or do you think they're doing everything they possibly can and they just need extra help?
Maybe a little of both. I think we could have a lot more hands on deck to back the marketing, and I think we also need that backing, like I was talking about earlier. We need a little bit of both.
Right. Okay. Now I know you mentioned earlier, and I sense a little spice in this when you're talking about Joel Embiid and not watching the NBA. So I have to ask this. I wasn't gonna ask this, but I have to. So, do you think there's anybody in the WNBA that could be NBA players or give a few NBA players or some a run for their money?
I mean, any of the WNBA players could give one of them a bucket, no question. But realistically, no. Like they're
Okay.
men, stronger. Like naturally, and we're women. Like we can't jump like a man can jump. Like it pisses me off sometimes. That's just something that you have to accept as a woman. Like, but in the woman spectrum, we're very competitive with that. Like, where it's like, towards another woman, like, nah, I'm giving you buckets. But I mean, I would give anybody in the league in the NBA a bucket too. I still could score on them, but they're gonna score on me too, and they're gonna like they're gonna dominate.
So, if you could describe playing in the WNBA in one word, what word would it be?
A blessing? I don't know.
Okay.
A blessing.
Okay.
I'm really blessed.
And what about the treatment of the WNBA players? What do you think one word would be?
Mediocre sometimes. Just mediocre. Like when you just compare like certain things, like as far as like even simplest stuff like traveling, like getting from one state to another, like we have to fly commercial. And I know that probably sounds like so bougie, like, oh my God, I have to fly. But it's like, as an athlete, it's like, your body is sore. You got to tight, if you're over 6 feet, you're not going to be comfortable. It's like there's a lot of things that flying commercial, like, it's just a lot of negative impacts, like, on your body. Like, so flying commercial sucks for to be a professional athlete, and then you draw more attention too. Like now that the WNBA is
And y'all are
becoming,
tall.
thank you. So you're not only tall and sticking out, like hold up, he's a woman, like, so you draw on attention, like, and it's getting worse. Like I can even tell you from my rookie year up until year 6 now, like, well, the bubble doesn't count, but last year, like, it was getting hectic. Like it was getting a little like, okay, like we need security with us or something, because yeah. So that's the one thing that, as far as like treatment, could be a little better.
Well, I'm gonna play a game with you really fast
Oh,
before I have the fan questions. And I play this game with everybody, so everybody has their own opinions. I think it's fun, so we'll see. So before we play the game, I'm gonna need you to give me your who you think are the six best people in your position. It could be you, it could be whoever else, but give me the six best. We're gonna
in the
play a game.
in the women's league.
Yes, in the
Very-
WNBA.
Okay. Um, Asia Wilson,
Okay,
Breonna Stewart,
okay.
Liz Cambridge, Elena Deladine,
You said what?
Elena Deladine. What's that for?
Yeah.
Courtney Vandersloot.
You're good. Take your time. Take your time.
Oh, I like this game.
You have one more because you're gonna have to do some of these names. So you got one
I,
more. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
one,
5. Yes,
and I can't put myself.
yes. You can. You can't put yourself. You can't put
All right,
yourself.
so
Okay, then. Perfect. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Okay,
all right.
so Asia Wilson versus Brianna Stewart. Who's winning that matchup?
Asian.
Okay. Liz versus Atlanta. Who was winning that matchup?
Oh, this is crazy. Um, who's winning that matchup? Probably Liz. Big ass.
Okay. Okay. Blue versus Cheyenne Parker. Who was winning that matchup?
1-on-1?
Yes.
Oh, me for sure.
Oh, okay. One more question. Cheyenne Parker versus Brianna Stewart. Who's winning that matchup?
Cheyenne Parker.
Oh, wait, hello. Cheyenne Parker versus Asia Wilson. Who's winning that?
Ooh, feel like it though, but nah, I ain't going for that. Nah, I ain't going for
Yeah, I love to see it. I love to see it. Well, Cheyenne, I'm gonna get one fan question on here because, like I said, I don't have time for everybody. I'm gonna get one, and then I'm going to let you go because your phone is dying. So let's see what question I'm going to pick. Let's see here. Let's do this one. What was her overseas experience like, and how does it differ from the WNBA?
Good question. It just depends on where you are. Some countries are harder than others. Like last year, I was in the south of France on the beach. It was beautiful. Like probably my best experience overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And then another year I was in China, and it was a lot harder. You know, just from the language barrier, the food difference, the time difference, completely the opposite. Like right now, it's 6 here, it's 7. I mean, it's 6 a.m. over there, so it was hard to like communicate with my family, my loved ones. But as far as the difference, like over there, I I average a lot higher number. You know, like I'm a lot more, I guess, effective. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just the level of competition is not as high as in the WNBA. WNBA is the best players in the world, so that's probably the biggest difference, just the level of competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, Cheyenne, I really appreciate you coming on here. We have to do this again for sure because this was fun. Yeah, so
Sorry
yeah,
I stood you up last time.
you said what?
I said I'm sorry I stood you up the last
Oh,
time.
girl, that ain't nothing. That happens all the time. Trust me. That happens all the time. It's part of it.
Right.
So you're good. I'm not doing that. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day. Like I said,
Thank you, love. You too.
all right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.